Good morning, everybody. We're going to have a fun day today. So, if you know me at all, or if you don't know me at all, I'm going to share something that you may not know, albeit the company, the real estate company, the production company, the team, all the content that we put out, the fact that it looks like I'm everywhere at the same time, and it looks like I'm so disciplined. It wasn't always like that. And I would argue that I'm still not where I would want to be in terms of having the proper discipline to become the best version of myself that I wanted to become. The reason I talk so much on this channel about productivity, time blocking, how I mind sweep, how I come up with ideas to create content, how I plan my shoot days, how we do the edits, how we do the distribution. Literally, every one of those videos is on this channel, like deep dives into structures and frameworks I've created. The reason I have to do those things is because of the bright, shiny object syndrome that I have, where I'm always looking at a million different things. And without this structure, I would never have gotten accomplished what we've got accomplished in our business to date, which to me is the unlock. There was a book called Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink I read years ago because I had found that previously I was always blaming other people, right? I was in a company, was up for a promotion, the politics superseded the work I did, and it gutted me like to my core. I had bled for this company, the hours that I had put in, and like I was the logical choice for this position because I knew more about it. I had the relationships with the staff, like literally it was a no-brainer. But because of the politics of it, I wasn't selected because relationships matter, right? And I was blaming other people in that instance. I remember reading Extreme Ownership and getting to a place where it's like, well, no, what could you have done differently? Probably could have just developed the relationships. Had I spent a little bit more time understanding that piece and that to grow to that stage of leadership, the trust and the relationships actually mattered more than the skill sets, because you can train the skill sets, then I would have taken ownership of deploying my resources against that. Fast forward to today, best thing that ever happened to me, because now I own a business with my amazing wife that has given me more freedom than you could possibly imagine. We're in the real estate space. Real estate's a very popular topic these days. It wasn't necessarily when I got into the business. And we own a media company as well, which is where my true passion lies. I consider myself a bit of a, I guess, cinematographer that combines using cinematography, marketing, and advertising to net sales that seem unachievable to anybody else. Like my goal is, if you need anything in real estate, I'm your guy. I don't care if you're in Texas, Florida, you could literally send me a DM and say, I'm looking for an agent here. My network is like none other. And I can say that from a global perspective, more impactful than some of the oldest real estate brokerages in all of North America. I can pick up the phone and I can connect you with human beings that I actually know, and I can vet people at a higher level than if you just called a big box brokerage and they just connected with you with somebody who happens to run an office that they've never met, and that's the person that you're working with. So the level of access that we have now has come, but how did I get to that level? Coming from the hospitality industry into the real estate industry, I didn't succeed in my first 8 months. Like I was doing it the way that your typical broker just kind of taught you to do it. And I'm like, this is not working. So I started looking at other businesses, read a book called Blue Ocean Shift, started looking for where could I find ways to do things in my business and achieve an insurmountable level of success. And it actually brought me back to the book Extreme Ownership and that piece of the discipline of being able to look and blaming myself and then allowing myself to plan and execute and then hold myself accountable. But then I realized there was a switch where I thought motivation was going to get me there. Well, motivation is great to have, but motivation will fail you when things are not working out well. It kept going back to that discipline piece. So I'm going to break down a few different things that I do on a day, not daily, well, yeah, I guess I would say daily basis, monthly and yearly, to really help me move the puck very far along in my business, faster than you would have you would expect in my industry. Because typically you start a real estate business, takes you about 5 years to develop a single agent business that is kind of repeat and referral, and you're doing like 20 to 30 deals a year. Now our goal is, 500 to 1,000 transactions a year with a team, small team, albeit, of 28 people. We do residential, commercial, investment, agricultural, recreational properties, and land development. Think of us like a Navy SEAL team. So in each of those tiers, I have specialists. Roger happens to be in the commercial real estate space with me and in the investment division with me as well. But like I said, I have agents that cover the gamut. And then the media company is a separate company. Now, when I think about Prime Real Estate, Prime Media Productions, Justin Konikow as a business person or somebody that's selling real estate, Justin Konikow as a human being, the very first tool I'm going to give you is goal setting. I've done entire videos on this channel, so you can go find those videos. Goal setting is not something that you need to take 4 days to do, albeit I would recommend once a year to block off 2 or 3 days where you're reviewing your goal setting. But here's how I do it. I'm going to give you a really simple breakdown. You can go to one of my other videos to actually get it. Faith, fitness, family, fun, finances. Faith first, because if my heart's not right with God, I'm not in a place where I'm going to be able to work out because I'm just, my mind's going to be going. My fitness is, I need to be in good shape so I can protect, guard, guide, and govern my family. Family next, because I got to make sure my family relationships are tight, because then if my family life's not right, I'm not going to have fun. If I go fishing and I'm not in a good position with my family, my wife and my daughter, then I'm not going to be able to enjoy myself fishing. And if I don't go fishing, then I'm going to resent the work that I'm doing because it's preventing me from going fishing. So that's why I have it in that order. Very simple explanation. But the way that I goal set is like, go through each one of those and like, how do I want to move the needle in each one of those things? Like, how do I want to move the needle from a faith perspective? This year, I'm going to read the entire Bible in a year. I'm going to try and pray every morning. I'm going to try and pray every night. Once a week, I'm going to sit down and do church and work on it with my family. Now, as I track my habits, I can look back and see like, how am I doing on this? Like my nightly prayers, I'm not doing as good as I want to. So like, what framework can I put in place to help me achieve that? Just a small snapshot of say how I look at that. Fitness, for example. I had a hip resurfacing in December, a major surgery. Well, every day I got to move. I got to work towards that. Okay, the framework is I'm going to hire a coach to do my programming, do my physical assessments, and help me reset my body to the way that it's supposed to move properly. Great. That's being done. I'm tracking that. How am I doing on my fitness? Fitness diet falls into that as well. I was having a really tough time with binge eating. I had to create a framework so that I wouldn't burn so hot during the daytime and then eat all of the food after 8 p.m. right before I go to bed, which is not great for my heart health, which will shorten my lifespan, which means I won't be there for my family. Fun. I mentioned fly fishing. I love fly fishing. Once a year, I want to do an epic trip. I did a drift boat trip with my fly guide in May, and it was everything. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw the photos. It was unbelievable. I failed that cup. Now I'm going fishing with my daughter, bought her a little fly rod, and we're doing it in a way that it incorporates the family piece to it. I'm probably not going to take a 3 or 4 day trip and go fly fishing for the rest of the year, but I don't care. Like I filled that piece, and now I can work towards next year. Maybe I'll go twice or I'll go somewhere else. And I've got that frame from a work perspective, because a ton of real estate agents, entrepreneurs, and business builders watch this channel. Jump in the comments. Tell me what you do. Stephen Kuhn, good morning, brother. I just jumped in the comments. I saw you on LinkedIn. One of my favorite people on the planet. Tony with the keys, incredible musician. I'm locked in with you too, man. I see EP. I see Dora Marie. If you're here on the stream, jump in the comments. Let's go. We're talking about business and growth, and we always talk about business and growth because we're ambitious. You have that fire inside you. It's why you're on this channel. This is where the rubber meets the road. Is I really do goal set once a year of like, what is Prime? What is the real estate company? I would say Prime, like think of Virgin Records, how they have Virgin, and then they have the record company and the airline company and everything else. All roads lead back to Virgin. Prime is kind of the same thing. All roads lead back to Prime. The media company really serves the real estate branch first. It develops the 2 channels. If you want to learn about real estate and you want to look at beautiful houses, you go to the Prime YouTube channel. The Justin Konikow universe really speaks to the entrepreneurs and the business owners, and actually is the one that build the referral network. They're kind of 2 different channels because they speak to 2 different audiences, but we're very clear on what they are. And when I think about the goal setting from a brokerage perspective, I just want to be the most trusted name in real estate. That if you call me or you DM me, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's one of the reasons I've never done coaching programs. It's one of the reasons I've never sold anything or sold any of my content. I look at Gary Vees' model, and he doesn't really ask for anything, right? Like he'll put a book out every now and then, or he'll drop his VCons and stuff like that. But like he's giving you an insane amount of value. He's just documenting what he's doing. And that's really how we've looked at our content production and our education. Why I spend so much time on this channel giving away my content for free is I want you to develop and earn that trust with me. And the way that I'll get paid long-term is if you think of real estate, you're going to think of me and you're going to connect me with other people. Maybe you don't spend a dime with me, and I'm okay with that. Maybe you have a friend that you want to protect from a 3-star experience, then you're going to call me. So when I think about my goal setting, everything that I do, All the action items, no different than my daily prayer, making sure that I'm not eating after 8 p.m., making sure that I'm working out every day. On my business perspective, here's what you can incorporate into your business tomorrow that makes it very easy. Goal setting. What do you want to do and when do you want to do it by? Then you just need to map out a plan. Then you need to think of like, what are the core things that I can do that are going to get me there? And I don't care what business you're in. It's going to be prospecting. It's going to be marketing. It's going to be working on your business. And then it's going to be following up. That's it. Those 4 things. And I would argue you can put those 4 things in your calendar, Monday to Thursday, give yourself Fridays off, take the weekend off, don't work on Sundays, let the equipment rest, and still build a bigger business than 90% of the world, because 90% of the world doesn't have the consistency or the discipline to do the core actions to move the ball forward. I'll go over that list again because I said it fairly quickly. And I do think it's a major unlock for people in my business or in any business where you have to sell something, which is pretty much everything. Even if you're an artist or an actor, you're selling yourself, you're selling your art. So prospecting would be developing relationships. If I'm in the art space, it's going to galleries and talking to decision makers and spending time adding people to your ecosystem that could potentially do business with you. In our business, it's talking to people I know, people I don't know, people I want to know. So a lot of times people I know are past clients or people in my sphere that are asking me about what's happening with the Canadian interest rates. People I don't know, maybe cold leads that came off of Facebook ads, sign calls, or it could even be walking into a coffee shop into an area that I want to do business in and getting to know people, not walking in and saying, hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell real estate? Because that's the cheesy real estate approach. It's walking into the coffee shop, getting a coffee, asking somebody how their day is and leaving. And then coming back the week after and the week after and the week after. Because after 4 weeks, they're going to be like, who is this person? What do you do? Oh, you're in real estate. Let me ask you about, I actively try and not talk about real estate, but the conversation, once they know what I do, what do you think about X? And then I have the ability to deploy my skills and say, well, this is what I think about it, and show them what it's like to work with me before they've had the opportunity to work with me. The second piece that I said is, well, how do you market at the same time as doing the other things? A lot of that is marketing, right? It's communications. Sometimes obviously social media content creation, which I have lots of videos on this, doing that consistently over time is marketing. If you do not have a lot of money, your phone is free. Put out an Instagram story 6 times a day. Set a timer in your phone every 2 hours. There's your framework. Share what are you doing, where are you doing it, who are you doing it with. Right now I'm doing a live stream talking about how discipline equals freedom. Clients want somebody that's disciplined selling their house. Guess what? I'll probably get more business if I share that online, but I won't if I don't have the framework or the discipline to share it consistently. Then I said you have to work on your business consistently. That is in my calendar, and I'm going to share a really big insight for you guys in a minute here. I call it keeper time. That came from my mentor, Ryan Serhant. It's from his book, Sell It Like Serhant, and it is one of the biggest reasons for his success, and it is one of the biggest reasons for our success. Keeper time is looking at your finances. Pull your monthly income statement and look at, am I paying for anything I'm not actually using? Get rid of it. Keeper time is working on a SOP, or standard operating procedure. So lead intake, for example, in the real estate space. Somebody calls me, what is the sequence of actions that then happens? Well, call comes in. I should have an automation set up into my CRM to import that contact. Again, conversation for another day. I pick up the phone and I talk to them. So it's a greeting. It's an inquiry as to what they're asking about. It's a delivery of value and information. And then I'm usually sussing out one of 3 things. Are you in the market? Which is typically no, I'm just curious because this property popped up in my area. Oh, do you have a house to sell? And I'm going to find out that they're not in the market at all. They're watching the market, but terrified about interest rates and the economy in general. Or yes, I'm in the market. Those are the only 3 typical outcomes. Or fourth, I hate you. Don't talk to me. Why are you calling me? And they hang up. That person doesn't bother me because they're one less of 8 billion people that I'm going to work with. And I'm okay only working with 7 billion people. So if you know anybody looking for real estate, connect them with me. I'll be happy to work with them. So if they do find out that they are in the market, then I have a very clear action item for delivery, right? If I find out that they're not in the market and they're just wanting to keep tabs on things, I actually have a solution for that, right? We do our monthly newsletter. I do content on my YouTube channel, and it's a way that I can do that at scale. I can we have 15,000 people on that list specifically that get those touches in my market. So they're getting educated, and I'm not sending them fridge magnets or calendars or trying to sell them anything. That's how I sell things these days. And that's how we created a system to do that on a high level basis. And then there's the people that are not in the market. And that's okay too. We have a place for them in our ecosystem. But again, the SOP, or the keeper time that I deploy against that, is writing that into a document and then reviewing that process. Right now, we're going through our pre-listing and our listing SOPs. So my keeper time today is going to be looking at my listing SOP. When I get the contract and we hit go and it's on MLS, what are all the steps that happen? And if you're brand new in business, this should be encouraging, because it doesn't have to be a whole lot of stuff. It can be 3 or 4 steps. But what's really cool about putting keeper time in your calendar 4 days a week and just doing 30 minutes of it and working on one thing for your business is the above average consistency will move mountains in your business, versus most people who know they need to work on something but never actually do it, because they're like, no, I need 3 hours to do this, and I'm going to stop everything. I'm going to not touch my phone, and life's not going to get in the way, and I'm going to be super focused. I'm going to do this at a crazy high caliber. It never happens, because you're a human being and life happens and there's a million distractions. So I would say put that time into your calendar, your prospecting time, your keeper time, and then your actual follow-up time, right? So it's one thing to generate business or start working towards goals, but if you don't actually deliver on the promises that you make, that is your reputation. I put out my newsletter last week and we talked about how your response is your reputation, from your speed of response to your method of communication to your value of information that you deliver. Even if you don't have the information, me just saying, hey, no, I don't have that information, I'm on it. If I don't then get back to you with the information that I promised you I would, that's my reputation. And that consistently over time will become my reputation, right? So if you don't have discipline to be able to look at the things that you want to accomplish, look at the frameworks and the systems that you have in place, break down all of the things that you need to do into 3 or 4 simple tasks, put those in your calendar and do them on a regular basis, you have a system. Your system is just not having a system. So I really do hope that today's segment encourages you to look at goal setting and breaking down the aspects of your life and the things you want to accomplish, and putting them somewhere tangible on paper. Do it once a year in a really big way, and then every 120 days, take a look at it. If you could put it in a place where you look at it daily, put it on your bathroom mirror, even if it's just a small little list. This is what I want to accomplish from a faith perspective, from a fitness perspective, from a family, from a fun, from a finances perspective. You're going to look at it every day, and it's going to have a really big impact, which goes to my next piece. Said I was going to share something 2 weeks ago on my email newsletter, and I'll share this so you guys can see it in case you want access to this. No, that's the podcast. Yeah, so justinkonikow.com/resources up here. I'll drop it at the bottom so you guys can write it as I'm explaining it. This is free. I don't sell. I don't coach. But here is my daily tracking sheet right here. I'm going to walk you through it because it's little, and I'm going to give you guys the ability to actually get it. I'm going to send it out next week. So if you go to justinkonikow.com/resources, you fill this out, name and email. Again, I'm not selling anything. I'm literally just the easiest way for me to send this out at scale, because I'll get hundreds of requests and I just can't manage Instagram DMs. And these are previous PDFs I've sent out for free. So this is how to create content, how I time block, getting started with YouTube if you want to unlock the power of YouTube. This is my old daily planner sheet. I'll update the new one. This will open a Google Drive for you, which you can actually just download the PDFs. That's it. Very, very simple. This one specifically, though, let me go back, has been modified from my old daily planner sheet. And here there's a column that says habits, and I'll read them to you so you can understand how I do my actual habit tracking. My morning routine: read the Bible, move, learn, plan, communications, delegate, find business, build, which is my keeper time, create, community, connect, kind, prayer, nighttime routine, eat clean, track nutrition, read, reach out, cold therapy, Google review, AI, and another project I'm working on. There's a big list there. Didn't start off as a big list. Started off as a very, very little list. My morning routine, which is take my vitamins, jump in my sauna, pray, spend time not touching my phone, read the Bible is next. I want to read the Bible in a year. I put it somewhere where I can actually track it. Move, work out, learn, put something on and learn something. I'm doing the Art of Documentary series right now. I'll be doing real estate courses. I'm learning something every single day. Plan. That's mind sweeping and dumping everything into a calendar so I don't have to think about, I got to do that thing. Oh, I got to do that thing. That takes mental energy, right? So I have that there. Comms. Here's a super hack for you. I'll share my screen. See this folder up here? It says comms. If I right click that, it opens 6 folders. It opens up my 2 inboxes. It opens up follow-up boss. It opens up Meta Business Suite, and a Slack channel. So I right click and I open up all my main communication platforms. Take that off because I don't think I should be sharing that. Opens up all my communications platforms. So if I do 30 minutes of focused communication times, I can get through 500 emails a day, all my DMs and everything. I created a system so I can do it at scale, but I don't do it every day. But I have it here of saying, hey, did you hit your comms every day? Delegate, which means, am I effectively telling the people that I work with what they need to do and explaining on them how to do it? Finder time. Am I going into my CRM? Again, very simple hack that I do is I have a folder here. I'm way oversharing, which I do sometimes. Right click here. It opens 11 tabs. So it actually opens up my deal pipeline. It opens up the 3 different types of people that I need to follow up in the real estate business. And it's a game for me. I've gamified it where I basically in my 30 or an hour time block for Finder time, I'm getting through my tabs, and I have a certain habit that I do that I can check that box off once I'm done. Build. Did I work on a component of the business? Did I build a system at Prime? Create. That's content. Did I create a beautiful piece of content and share it online? Community. Did I engage in the communities that I'm part of? The Serhant network. I'm part of the Ferry organization, Art of Documentary, and BWCH. And I put all of those, again, another little super hack, create folders in your bookmarks so that when I click my groups, I have 26 groups. I can click the tab and open 26 tabs at the same time. I won't do it right now, but my groups that I'm actually engaging with, I'd probably say there's only 10 right now. And I cycle through my groups. Imagine if you had the consistent engagement in Facebook groups that you wanted to become a thought leader in, what that would do to change. Some of these groups have 15, 20, 30,000 people, and it's how we're building a big following and community, but I have to actively put that in my calendar. Connect. This is a beautiful one. One of my favorites. Did I connect with my wife and daughter today? Did I actually think about communicating with them throughout my daytime? Like, did they get my attention, or was I completely distracted as I was with them? Kindness. Was I kind to my wife and daughter and the people around me, or did I let the world get to me and anger dictate how I treat people? Because again, I can go into a red zone very quickly because of the nature of the work that I do, and people are always negotiating, and it's always high stress. And this has been a game changer for me. Did I pray? Did I pray in the morning? Did I pray at night? Nighttime routine, eat clean, tracking nutrition and eating clean. I only hit 2 out of 4 days this week so far. It's not the end of the world, people. Like, I talk about structure and I'm talking about habits and all these things, and I'm not batting 100 on all of these things, but I've tracked my nutrition for the last 4 days. And I have an idea now that I'm starting to track my nutrition, how many calories I'm consuming versus when I'm getting maybe off base and not eating so clean, how that makes me feel cognitively, and what gets measured gets improved. Did I reach out to somebody, a friend, a mentor, somebody in my ecosystem, and actually have a conversation with them? I wasn't doing this on a regular basis until I started tracking it. Cold therapy. So I'm recovering from the hip resurfacing, like I said earlier, jumping in the freezing cold Lake Huron right now, or taking a cold shower, game changer for recovery. Asking for a Google review from one of my clients. I'm 0 out of 4 this week. I have not had the time because I know it's important, but am I making it important? AI, working with AI, 1 out of 4 this week because my team is working on it, but it's something that I'm doing consistently, and then my secret project. So the reason that I wanted to share this with you and then give it away for free is not that I want you to do the things that I'm doing, because you're a very different human being, but I really want you to think about the things that you're doing. And it's as simple as doing this once a day and then checking it off, then tallying it up at the end of the week. And then at the end of the year, I'll get a very clear picture of, did my actions map to my ambition? And here's where I'm going to land the plane, because you only have 2 things in life. You have your ambitions and you have your actions. And do your actions map to your ambitions? And if they don't, that doesn't define you as a human being. You're not a failure. There's nobody sitting behind a curtain like we feel all the time that is going to tell us that you're a failure. It just means you need to change your ambitions, or you need to change your actions, but you can do either. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. I definitely appreciate you spending time with me here today. If you got any value from this, like, subscribe, and share this with somebody that you think that might get value from it. And give me topics. Please jump in the comments and give me topics for next week's segments. I love making content that resonates with you all. That's why I do it. Like I said, I am Justin Konikow. I'm not for sale. I just want you to find the best version of yourself and see God's light through me. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on my next segment. Take care for now.